Hey everyone, so if you're a licensed realtor and you're looking to confidently step into the world of real estate investing, or maybe you just want to seriously level up how you're already serving your current investor clients, well, you are in exactly the right place. Welcome to this explainer. Today we're basically opening up an insider's playbook that was designed specifically for you. Because let's be honest, working with investors can sometimes feel like you're speaking a completely different language compared to traditional retail real estate, but it really doesn't have to be that way. We're going to break down exactly how you can equip yourself with the absolute best knowledge and the right partnerships to confidently serve your investor base and really grow your business.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. Welcome to the network. 2. The Indianapolis advantage. 3. New construction. 4. Adding value. And 5. New support.
All right, starting right off with Section 1, Welcome to the Network.
So whether you've got years of experience working with seasoned investors or you're just looking to close your very first investor deal, we are entirely focused on your growth. But before we get into the strategy of it all, let's ground ourselves in what the Neu Real Estate Group actually does. Neu specializes specifically in new construction investment real estate, right here throughout Indianapolis. The core focus, meaning the actual product you're going to be offering to your investors, includes duplexes, quadplexes, and these really comprehensive build-to-rent communities. We're not talking about flipping century-old houses here. We are talking about purpose-built, super high-quality investment vehicles.
And that brings us to the whole purpose of this network. Why does the Neu Realtor Network even exist? Simply put, it exists purely to have your back. We're here to give you a constant stream of resources and education so you can actually feel confident when you're having those investor conversations. We give you the latest inventory updates, you always have fresh, exciting opportunities to present, and, honestly, perhaps the most important part, we offer dedicated transaction support. Think of us as your educational backbone, just making sure you have absolutely everything you need to navigate these investor-focused transactions without a hitch.
Moving right along to Section 2, the Indianapolis Market Advantage.
Look, if you're going to pitch an investment, you have to sell the location first, right? When you're sitting across from a prospective client, you need immediate, high-level talking points ready to go. So why Indianapolis? Well, first, there is just incredibly strong rental demand. People need places to live, and the tenant pool here is incredibly robust. Second, we've got relative affordability, especially when you compare Indy to those crazy pricey coastal markets. An investor's dollar just goes so much further here. And third, consistent population growth. A growing population naturally drives that strong rental demand. I mean, those 3 points alone, that's a powerhouse macro pitch for your clients.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the legal and regulatory environment actually tips the scales for an investor's entire strategy. Indianapolis operates in a highly landlord-friendly environment. For an investor, that translates directly to one beautiful thing: reduced risk. It basically means the laws generally respect a property owner's rights, which makes the actual day-to-day business of being a landlord so much smoother and vastly more predictable than it is in heavily restricted markets. Trust me, this is a massive selling point that investors absolutely love to hear.
All right, Section 3, Winning with New Construction. Okay, so we've got the location locked in. Let's shift over to the asset class itself. Think about older homes for a second. Century-old charm usually means century-old plumbing, you know? They come with really high maintenance costs and these terrible surprise capital expenditures, like boom, suddenly you need a new roof, or the entire HVAC system blows out. Those surprises completely destroy an investor's cash flow. On the flip side, new construction offers way lower maintenance and vastly reduced capital expenditures. So what does that mean for your client? Predictable operating costs. And as a realtor, when you can present an investment with predictable costs, it makes it so much easier for your client to confidently say yes. Why? Because the math actually works out in the real world, not just on a spreadsheet.
But the advantages don't just stop at the maintenance budget. New construction means modern floor plans that actually fit how people want to live today. And that directly results in way better tenant appeal. You're not just attracting an investor, you are giving them a product that acts like a magnet for reliable long-term tenants. Plus, new builds can offer some pretty significant depreciation benefits at tax time. A highly appealing property that also has great tax advantages? That is literally exactly what seasoned investors are hunting for.
And why this specific focus on multifamily? Like, why do so many investors choose a duplex or a quadplex over your traditional single-family rental? Honestly, it all comes down to efficiency and scaling. When an investor buys a quadplex, they are acquiring 4 income-producing doors under one single roof, with just one transaction and one piece of land to maintain. It's just a vastly faster, way more efficient way to scale up a profitable real estate portfolio.
Which brings us to Section 4, Adding Value for Investors.
Now we get to the really fun part. This is how you take all this incredible market and product data and use it to become the absolute hero of your client's investment story. Your value as a realtor in the investment space goes so far beyond just, opening doors and writing up contracts. You bring tangible value by helping your clients analyze their cash flow to make sure the property actually meets their financial goals. You add value by guiding those high-level tax strategy conversations, like pointing out those depreciation benefits we just talked about. And you add immense value by actively spotting portfolio growth opportunities. You're helping them see the long-term vision of acquiring their next duplex, and then the quadplex after that.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a really cohesive pitch for your clients through the wealth-building lifecycle. Step 1 is cash flow. That's the monthly income generated after all the expenses are paid. Step 2 is tenant debt paydown. This is that beautiful reality where the tenant's rent is actively paying down the investor's mortgage principal every single month. And then step 3 is appreciation, the long-term growth in the property's overall market value. When you can walk a client step by step through these 3 things, you aren't just selling them a piece of property. You're essentially selling them a generational wealth strategy.
So the crucial point to remember here is that realtors do not need to be tax or financial advisors. You just need to understand the concepts enough to facilitate the conversations. I really want to relieve some pressure here for you. You do not need a CPA license. You don't need to be some Wall Street financial analyst. Your role is simply to understand the overarching concepts of cash flow, depreciation, and appreciation, and then use those concepts to facilitate meaningful strategic conversations. You are the knowledgeable guide, connecting them with the right asset.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 5, how Neu supports you. Because to be that knowledgeable guide, you need a seriously strong support system. We don't just give you a quick pep talk and send you out on your own. Neu is a true partner, actively working to make your workflow as effortless as possible. We deliver consistent inventory updates and exclusive development releases. We host broker open houses so you can actually get in there and touch and feel the product. We supply you with ongoing investor education resources, deep market insights, and hyper-detailed property-specific information. And from the very moment you write that offer to the second you're sitting at the closing table, we provide full, comprehensive transaction support. We are literally in the trenches with you.
So what's the next step? Well, it's time to take some practical action. We highly encourage you to immediately review the current inventory we have available. Get in there, get familiar with the numbers, look at the floor plans, and make sure you stay really closely connected with the network so that you are the absolute first to know about future development opportunities the second they hit the pipeline. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why we do what we do. Our mission statement at Neu Real Estate Group is simple. Help realtors better serve investor clients while helping investors build long-term wealth through quality multifamily real estate. It really is a true partnership, because when you succeed in serving your clients and your clients succeed in building their wealth, we all win together. It's the whole package.
So, we've covered the massive market advantage of Indianapolis, the undeniable power of new construction multifamily properties, and exactly how you can add huge value to your clients with Neu backing you up every single step of the way. So, I'm going to leave you with this one final thought as we wrap up this explainer. Are you ready to help your clients build long-term wealth today? Take what you've learned here, go review that inventory, and let's get to work. Thanks so much for joining me.